Integrative learning is a concept I was not familiar with until I came to Eastern. It seems like it's a way to take knowledge and information from the classroom and have us apply it in a real-world, practical situation.
To me, integrative learning is combining everything you've learned through all your classes and all your experiences here and kind of bringing it all together to make you a more well-rounded human being and a more educated person.
Integrative learning to me has been taking what I've learned in my classes and applying them outside to my hobbies to fill the gaps between my classes and my hobbies so that I can give them a professional edge and take them to the next step from what I've learned in class.
For me, I think integrative learning really is about showing connections between both the classes and then with kind of my work. And so, I see in a lot of the different classes, whether it's marketing or strategy or operations, that we touch on similar topics, but just comes from maybe a different perspective, kind of how it applies in that area. And then also, I think the integration part also has to do with how to apply that then in my daily life, in my business experience.
Lumpkin College of Business and Applied Sciences is a professional college. We focus on students' academic as well as professional lives. And we have been involved in that since our inceptions. That's what it makes a difference between our college and other colleges on campus. We intentionally make sure our students are engaged in activities that promote integrative learning.
In print production, I was given a project where I was to do a CAD cut for a local restaurant called Joey's, where I would cut out vinyl stickers to cover up the current prices on the menu with new prices. By doing this, it was more of a real-life experience than anything else I've done, because instead of appeasing to my teacher, I was doing it to a customer instead. So no longer was it, how well can I do it, here's a grade A through F. It is now become pretty much a pass or fail, and have I pleased the customer? Have I met his expectations? It's either you get it done or you don't. It was successful in enhancing my learning experience because I was catering to someone instead of just my teacher. I was getting an idea of what it was to work for someone in what would be a real-world setting.
As a graduate assistant, I was able to experience not only the learning of concepts in classrooms, but I was able to go on and do a little bit of an interactive video with portion control. One of the professors at Eastern does a lot of research with portion size, and I was able to learn the technology aspect of it to film a video. We went out to Boston, Massachusetts, where we went to Eagle's Deli and took a 3-pound burger and cut it up into individual portions. And I filmed the video to make a YouTube video for the project, which showed how to not only go to these pig-out restaurants, but eat the proper portion while at the pig-out restaurant. I was able to learn not only things about nutrition in that situation, but also media as well. I hadn't used a video camera before, and so it was great to go to the Technology Resource Center, learn all about the camera, learn how to use it, and then take that out to Boston and actually film the video.
So in the project with Dr. Dobbs, I had the opportunity to really get involved as a student in an integrative learning experience here at EIU. And so we actually got to take a strategic management class, and throughout the whole semester we worked on one strategic analysis of an organization, and it happened to be the organization that I work for, the Newman Center up at the University of Illinois. And so it was a really neat opportunity to kind of take the things and the concepts that we were learning each week and apply it with another group member and kind of get some different perspective and a different way of looking at things at the place that I work, and try to bring some of the skills that I was learning throughout the class and apply that to the project and to the place that I was working. And so I really thought it was really interesting. It really made me very interested in the topics that we were discussing throughout the semester, and it also helped make it a lot more sense out of not just a kind of a theoretical framework that we talk about in class, but then actually doing something with it and applying it to a real organization really helped me with just a better understanding of the things that we were talking about, and really having a professor to be able to talk through some of those ideas as well to help us through the process and really kind of wrap our minds around the whole thing.
One thing I've done here is over the summer I spent a month in Fort Lewis, Washington at a thing called Leadership Development and Assessment course, and it's where all the juniors in the ROTC program come together over the summer and you're compared against each other. And you have to combine everything you've learned here on campus, your practical exercises you've done with ROTC, but as well as other classes like sociology. I took a sociology class and that really helped to work with people from different backgrounds, because these are people you've never seen before, or you may not know about them, you may never have even heard of places they've been from. I did find this activity very helpful for me, because coming back, I mean, my next step is the actual Army/real world, and it was a real good stepping stone, kind of gets you in the mindset of having to work with other people and having to solve problems with people that you may not be comfortable with, people you may not know before, and it just kind of helps you out, prepares you for the next step after college.
So I think there are a lot of benefits for students when EIU puts together integrative learning experiences into the classes or different things, just from really providing opportunities to really apply what we're learning. And so for me, that was a big part of working on an MBA and really trying to choosing Eastern, was having an opportunity to not just learn about the theories and the different perspectives in class, but then actually do something with it, to really apply it. And it really, I think, helped solidify the teaching and have a better understanding of the topics that we were talking about, so that you actually did something with it, to really practice it and to really wrestle with it and kind of come up with some good ideas.
These things are helpful because it'll put you ahead of your competition in the business world. Everything you do to apply for jobs and stuff like that, it's always a competition. And anything you can do to put yourself ahead and explain to someone that you're better than other people will help. I've heard of one person who was doing great in an interview, and it was for a salesman job, and then the salesman asked them to multiply 7 times 7, and they couldn't do that, so they couldn't get the job. So you got to remember all your classes and remember everything you've learned throughout life.
One of the benefits is definitely that I now have this real-world experience. I have the feeling, and I've felt the expectations of someone instead of just a teacher. So that definitely does give me an edge over someone who may not have had a real-world experience, who may only be trying to cater to what their teacher wants instead of understanding that there's more than just what's inside the classroom, that there are these, that you're not just going to be working for someone who's going to give you a percentage. You're going to be working for someone who's going to expect you to get something done and do it right.
So what have I learned about how I learn? I think one of the things for me through all the different classes that I've taken so far really has shown me that I really like to, I don't know if hands-on is the right word, but I really want to practice what I'm doing. I need to do problems, or I need to work through whatever it is we're talking about. I can't just read about a topic. I really need to go and apply it somehow and really see how that concept or that theory, how it really applies to, in a practical way, the job that I'm doing and the work that I'm doing. And so when I'm able to do that, that helps me in my own learning experience.
I have learned that I'm a very hands-on learner, and real-world experiences help me apply concepts that maybe don't stick if you just learn it from a textbook. So it's important to learn these information in class, get a handle on it, and then go out and apply it to make sure you really understand it. It'll increase your confidence and improve the outcome and help you later on.
I've learned that I learn from doing. I do a lot better when I actually apply things I've learned in class than just take notes and take a test on it. One thing I've also learned is that when you solve a problem or you do an activity, you don't just move on. You need to think about how you did it, what you did well, what you can do better in the future before you move on. That's one way that you can just help yourself out a lot more.
The whole integrative learning experience at EIU has been that I've obtained a more well-rounded education by being able to take all the classes that I've taken and use them outside of Eastern. The end benefit would be that all the dots have now been connected. I now understand what is expected of me once I leave school.
Eastern may seem like a small university from the outside, but once you really get into it, the opportunities are endless.